Look, I've tried everything else to make the kid perform. It's time to take a gamble. What's up guys, I'm ChasingLamely. Welcome back to the channel for episode number 48 of Passport to Poland. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe because that's how good things happen to all of us. In today's episode we are playing Başakşehir of the Turkish Premier League in the Euro Cup 2. Since we last met, you've missed only one game, which was against Wisla Plock, which came to a 0-0 draw, and we were disappointing in every possible way, quite frankly. So that's literally all you've missed. Also, there was a transfer out of the club. There's a few players lined up to come in, players I've scouted, and I'll show you them as they come in, because I'm not entirely sure that all of them will. They're all wanted by a lot of big clubs, so they may not make it. But Sean Raggett has left us for 300,000 to join Luton, and he took half the transfer fee because I forgot I put that clause in his contract when I signed him, which is fun. So against Başakşehir we are not the favourites. It's not a big difference in odds. This one could well be a draw, but we are the form team going into this one, so we'll see what happens. It says with the form team, they've got no form on record, so they could be really good and we wouldn't know. This is the lineup we're going with today though. Sherpa in goal, Danilic, Gomez, Gueye, Piaszczek, Finson, Longstaff, Magoma, Liss, Bright and Sterling, with Gaska, Puerto, Delatka, Brown and Bargel on the 5-man bench. It's very much annoying me that I've got a 5-man bench for this one, but we'll see what happens. So let's get into the game. These are the lineups for this one. They are playing with a 4-5-1 essentially. I know it says a 4-1-2-3 DM wide, but it's a 4-5-1. Let's not talk silly. Their big danger man is this guy, Irfan. Irfan Kavici is a Turkish international, 27 caps, 10 million value, would walk into our team. He's an absolute beast of a player, which is slightly terrifying. So you may see me do a tactics once I figure out how I'm going to tactically deal with that. There are good players all through this team though. Let's not be under any illusions. They are a very, very good side. They've got people like Fredrik Gulbrandsen, a Norwegian international, also going to be dangerous to us. They've got more internationals than in our entire league, I think. This guy, Edin Vishka, Bosnian international, 76 caps. I mean, the values of these players just make me feel slightly ill. Our most valuable players are Sterling and Wright, and they are going for 1.6 million. There's a difference in quality here that we are going to have to overcome. So let's hope we can overcome. We're going to do team talks here as well. But also I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something I never do, which is opposition instructions, because it's just too comfortable. What advice have we got from the assistant? Not to hold back tackling. Let's just say what the assistant does if I do that. That's probably quite a good idea. I think I might add tight marking if it looks like Irfan is getting too involved, but it feels like we're going to have to do some additional instructions. I don't usually like doing it because these players aren't really good enough to handle too many additional instructions, but we'll see what we can do. Başakşehir are the lowest goal scorers in the Euro Cup, must consider us favourites to win. We are going to tell them they're a very good team regardless of numbers, because how do you approach the task of reaching the best defence in the Euro Cup? Well, yeah, we're going to have to expose some weaknesses. That's going to be a plan. There may be a tactical change afoot as well. Someone said in the comments that we should try playing with wingers, and I do have Liss, who of course is a natural winger, and Keziah Sterling can play on the left if I need to switch things up, so we will see how this goes. But we've got to throw in early on. Danilic throws it into Akieré right, back to Danilic. What can we do here? Cross in. Sterling, can he get on the end of it? He can't, but Magoma's picked it up. Magoma can hit it from here, but he hasn't. Piaszczek picks it up. Pouring with rain as well, which will help us immensely. Finson to Longstaff, back to Finson, who needs to stop holding up the ball so much, which is something he's started doing recently. He picked up a trait, I don't like it. Piaszczek to Magoma, back to Piaszczek, crosses into Akieré right on the back post. Can he get it in? He has. Akieré right has finished it off. Oh, it took him 2 attempts, but he did get it in the net, and that gives us an early lead. And we need to get a lead in this home leg, because if we don't, we are going to get absolutely destroyed going to Turkey. I have a feeling I think we have to play him in Istanbul. I don't think it's going to go well for us, so as big a lead as we can pick up now, he's taking it off the keeper's fingertips. Keeper will be absolutely kicking himself. Yeah, we very much need to get as many goals in this game as we can take a big old lead to Turkey, because I feel like we're going to be under the cosh for the entire game. Sherpan has got a goal kick there. Let's see what we can do about this. Igor Gomez has picked up a yellow card somewhere along the line, which is not ideal. And now Danilic has picked up the ball to Liss, who needs to start showing me something. He might be a big reason if we move to wingers. Wright is through again. I thought he was going to get himself a goal, but one-on-ones are not his specialty. And we've got a corner. Liss, what can he do with this? Can he find anyone's head? Wright would be the ideal. He has found Wright. Oh, Kieran Wright puts it just over the bar. We're doing quite well. We're doing quite well against a team that are significantly better than us. I'm going to tell them to ease off the tackles. That's good advice. They are significantly better than us. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're so much better than us as a team. The fact that we are leading right now is something miraculous. I won't consider this one safe until we're at 2 or 3 up. If we get to 2 or 3 up, because up until that point we're in trouble, I think. Sherpan to Gomez again. Gomez needs to find a way to work the ball out here. Gomez to Longstaff to Danilic, who should have been the first pass in the first place. Back to Longstaff. Finds Liss, who's put a big ball forward. Finds Wright, who's drifted out wide and cannot pick it up. And now they're going to hit us on the counter unless we can do some defending here. Danilic has picked it back up. Needs to get rid of this fast. Does. Finds Gomez. Gomez finds Finson. Finson finds Longstaff, and things are building again. Danilic has gone on the overlap. He needs to avoid doing too many of those because he will not last the 90 minutes. But Finson's going to pick it up in the middle now. Finson, can he lay it off to anyone here? Ideally, he'd have laid it off to Magoma a while ago. This is what I mean. I'm holding on to the ball too long. It's starting to grind my gears a little bit. Piaszczek on the overlap needs to get a ball in early. He's just given it away though to Emre Özcan, and now they're going to hit us again. But Danilic is there and is back on the run down the wing again. He doesn't care how tired he gets. I don't know what happened there, but Akira Wright heads it just over the bar. No idea what happened in that build-up. Looks like Danilic had lost the ball and crossed it at the same time. Nah, I'll take it. We're dominating possession, though. We're getting so many shots on goal. I don't know what is happening here at all. Let's do another get creative, because they're responding well. Gueye seems pressured, which we do not need. Keziah Sterling needs to come into this game as well. I might switch to wingers anyway at this rate, just to see if I can get a performance from Keziah Sterling. But things are going well so far. We are all over them, and a second goal early on would do absolute wonders for us, I believe. So let's get creative again right from the outset, and they've got themselves a free kick with Bajic. Bajic is going to put the ball forward. Someone needs to stop them attacking here, because Goodbranson is good enough to do something, and he's done something. I said he was good enough. I did point him out as a danger man before the game for a reason. I know this guy can do bits to us. I looked at him, I got that gut feeling this guy's a threat. And he's proved it. Route 1 stuff. It wasn't even complex football. There was no one defending deep enough, which admittedly is probably my fault. Should have been telling them to defend deeper. But we have to see what we can do from here. We're going to have to get creative to get ourselves back on top, if indeed we can get back on top. And in fact, I think what I might do is make that little change of tactics, because I've got this thing set up hiding here. We'll do that. We will make the switch that puts Liss on the right hand side. We're going to put Sterling on the left hand side, because Akira Wright can play as a pressing forward. We know he can. Gueye is looking like he's just fallen apart. Sterling needs to get himself involved in this game quickly. But let's see if this change can make things happen. We know Liss is a natural right winger, which could work out to be to our advantage. We are also having some problems with fitness on both fullbacks, which is not ideal, because I don't really have the cover to replace both fullbacks. But they've come into the game with the change of formation, so we'll see what happens. I'm happy to, a 1-1 is actually a good result from this game, but I'd like to see more than a 1-1, as Danilic picks up a throw and finds Akira Wright, who apparently has decided to swap with Liss for no apparent reason. Magoma's picked it up deep, has a pop. We know he can score from there. It looked dangerous. We've put them under pressure. They've panicked a little bit, which is good. But it is going to be time for a change. We are going to take Danilic off, because frankly he is not fully fit, so he needs to come out of the game. Mark Gueye can play left back, can't he? I'm sure he can play left back. Let's see what it says. If I try a movement, he can't play left back apparently. I could have sworn he was able to play left back. Okay, that's taken that option out the box. All right, we'll see what goes from here. Danilic needs to do something though because, Delatka needs to come in and do something because we need that extra pace. I'm going to take Sterling off. He's not performing. I think it's going to be. It says Izzy Brown, but I'm going to put Damien Gasker out there because I've seen Damien Gasker play on the left wing. I know he can do it. He hasn't done it for us for 2, maybe 3 years, but I know he can do it. And now Sherpen's got himself a goal kick. That was pointless, utterly pointless in taking that. I don't know why he bothered. Finson needs to get this ball out to someone though. Finds Piaszczek on the left-hand side. Ball forward to Gasker, involved in the game pretty much as soon as he comes on. Finds Piaszczek again, and hopefully there can be something comes from this. Akira right heads it down to Longstaff. Longstaff from range. What a goal! What a goal from Matty Longstaff, and that puts us back ahead. And now we need to be very careful. We're going to drop back to a balanced type of play. We are going to tell the guys to tighten up, and I think maybe I'm going to see what I can do to shore up this defence a little bit, because I'd rather take a 2-1 lead to Turkey and chance it than risk them getting back into the game, which, you know, is far from ideal. I'm going to very quickly have a look, because I'm almost certain that Gueye can play left back. Almost certain. He can play left back. I knew he could play left back. You know, it's been 2 weeks since I've recorded anything, so I'm a little bit confused at times, but I'll get back into the swing of things. Let's make that substitution. We'll send on Israel Puerto. Hopefully the extra fresh legs in defence will see us through, and the experience, the leadership he brings to the side. Irfan puts the ball forward though, and this is where we're a bit weak because we do have a young right back, Delatka. He is very inexperienced. Probably shouldn't be playing in this game, but Sherpen is there to seal things. Delatka wouldn't even be on the bench were it not for the fact that Nico Williams is suspended for this one. But he was the only option I had because everyone else is, you know, Felipe is currently out injured as well. So I'm lacking options at right back in the box, really. List to Vrite. Vrite's found a way through. Finds Gasker on the back post. Damien Gasker scores his first goal for the club in God knows how long. I don't remember how long it's been since Damien Gasker scored a goal for this club. It could be 2, could be 3 years. He has not scored a goal for this club in quite some time, but he's picked an opportune time to do it. Puts us 3-1 up on the night, 3-1 up in the tie. Means we're going to take a 2-goal lead to Turkey, which is outstanding. And I will check in a second just how long it's been since Damien Gasker scored a goal for Slask, because it's been a while. Let's have a look, see what it says here. Wasn't good enough to get him man. I don't know why it's gone through a dynamic screen, because I probably I'm always clicking on the wrong things. I told you I was out of practice with this FM lark. Damien Gasker last scored a goal for this club 3 years ago. It's been 3 years since he last scored a goal for the club. Obviously he left us for a year as well, so we can't really fully count that, and he didn't really play last season. But he's picked a good time to get himself back on the score sheet and maybe earn his way back into the fold full time. But things are looking good. In the next round, by the way, the draw was already done. We are playing the winner of Neftchi and Universitatea Craiova. Neftchi are from Azerbaijan, I believe they are, and Craiova, of course, are from Romania. So that's what lies ahead in the next episode. Should we get past Basak Shahir in this one, let's do a quick press conference. I'm very happy with that. Akira Vrite gave us an early lead. It was a great start. Picked up player of the match? Sure. Put in a top-notch performance. He is a very, very good player. Garrido's been on trial. He's not going to get a contract. I might as well just tell him through the media, because why tell him to his face, right? And he's on form. You were superb in front of goal. Good job. Right, let's come back for the second leg, because we need to start moving this season on at a bit of pace now that I've got time. Well, that's been an eventful old week transfer-wise, I'm not going to lie. Let's go through the things you've missed. Let's start actually with the match you missed, which was the Lecce Gdansk game. Very good performance. Sterling and Vrite both got themselves a goal and a 2-0 win. But the big thing here was Valdemar List got the assist on both goals, so he actually finally came good in a game, started to show some potential. We tried the wingers thing again, and actually it looked pretty good. So, things to be positive about. But the transfers are what you're interested in, I'm sure. So, first things first, a bunch of players came in. Bunch of players came in, so many players. Um, First guy through the door was this guy, Christian Ambrus, a Romanian 16-year-old who is going to develop quite nicely according to the scouts. Um, I think he's probably got a big long-term future with us, so we're going to see how he develops. He's currently training with the first team, but playing for the under-18s because I think that's going to speed his development up a little bit. Maybe we'll fix this unsporting personality of his too. And actually, because I forgot to do it when I signed him, I'm going to get him starting to train as something useful in the centre of midfield because, as much as I use a defensive midfielder, having that option is always good. But he looks like becoming a good player. Gaston Gomez came in as well, a central defender from Argentina. Again, looks really good. He's currently recovering from damaged cruciate ligaments though, so it'll be at least 2 months before we see him. But look at that big boy potential. Again, training with the first team, playing for the seconds for the next few months just because I want to see him develop as fast as possible, but I think he could be a really good player for us long term. In terms of defensive midfielders, okay, he's the 11th best one, but he's also the 8th best centre half at the club, and I think he can probably develop into something quite special for us. Also, this guy, Fuat Asatakin, who I'm going to have to find a nickname for, a Turkish 18-year-old under-21 international released by Fenerbahce, who again looks like he's going to develop into a special player. The scouts have done a really good job for me over the last few weeks. And players like this have just popped up, and we're going to see what we can do with them. He's worth 165k already, and he might even get a few games in the league this season. If you look at him, he's the 7th best central midfielder in the squad. But, there will be times where we rotate. There'll be times, cup games are coming up as well, so we'll probably see him appear. Guillermo Monge has, or Monye, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that now. I've never come across it before. But again, he's an Argentine, 18-year-old. He's a striker, plays as a false 9, but we'll see what we can do to develop him. He can also play a bit further back and out wide. He gives us a bit of an option. Same situation with him. He will train with the first team. He'll play for the second team. We'll see what becomes of him long term. All these signings are long term signings, very much in the same boat. Lucas Bergstrom, a Finnish goalkeeper who was released by Chelsea and then released by Leyton Orient after making 8 appearances for him, but I think he's got the potential to develop into a really good keeper. Definitely second choice, I think he will become long term. I think Kjell Scherpen's time at the club may be coming to an end at the end of the season as well. Erwin Omic, an Austrian under-19 international attacking midfielder, came in as well. Again, he's a long-term project, but he's been around. He's been at Red Bull Salzburg, he's been at Juventus, he's been at Pro Vercelli. I'm guessing that was on loan from Juventus, and now he's joined us, so we'll see what we can make of him. He could become a thing for us. And this guy, Ivo Mamini, is already 4th best striker in the squad. I say 4th best because obviously John Davis is out on loan and he would be somewhere in the top 3. But Ivo Mamini is going to give us options on the bench as well, which is good to have that around. I don't even know if he can play in this game today, I haven't checked, but if he can, he might well be on the bench. But yeah, he looks really good. So that's the players we've got in to develop. There's a few more players coming in as well. Some of these guys I think are confirmed or are on future. I think there's a couple of future transfers they'll be under because I had to bring them on trial. There are. So Thomas Bacardi came in as well, another Argentine attacking midfielder who looked really good. So we're going to take a look at this guy and see what he can develop into. I'm hoping something quite special. And then we've got Steve Parsons, an American attacking midfielder. Again, actually I need to see if I can develop him. It won't let me do it until he actually signs for the club. We'll see what he can do, but he, again, rated highly by the scouts for potential to develop in the report, so we'll see what happens to him. And this guy, Aksin Karimli, an Azeri under-21 international with some good determination, some good looking stats already, and maybe we'll see what he becomes. So a lot of signings came in, a lot of potential for the future. We're going to see what happens, but today's team selection is going to be the important thing, because if you look at the preview, we are still not the favourites despite holding that lead from the first game, but our form is still considered pretty good. So we'll see what happens team selection wise. One change from the last game: Nico Williams comes in at right back with Danilic moving to the bench. Otherwise, no changes. If we filter out all the players who aren't available for the game, I can see if any of those new signings can play. I don't think any of them can. Things are looking good, but yeah, we've held on to Akiev, right? Alaves put in a £4.5 million bid for him. He said no, which was nice because the board didn't give me a chance to reject it. They just took the bid. Because Sterling, that was currently wanted by Sheffield Wednesday, so he'll be the next guy I fend off bids for, and hopefully, we can push up to some good money if he is going to go. But yeah, they're currently facing relegation from the Championship, so I don't see why he'd want to when he's playing European football. And Felipe Cruz is on his way back for the next game. But let's get into this one and see how this goes, because I feel like it's just time to finish the job. That's going to be the plan. Finish off the job that we started and hope for the absolute best. So, no changes for them, I don't think. No changes for us, bar that change at right back. So hopefully we'll just pick up where we left off, which I'm guessing is the team talk we're going to give. It is the team talk we're going to give. Pick up where you left off. We're also going to do, because it works so well, that opposition instructions thing. Apparently we're doing more of them this time. So that's going to be a thing. A whole bunch more hard tackling. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll go into the tunnel, see what's happening. Apologies for the eye touching. It's the hay fever season. It's killing me. Vincent has been pulling strings in midfield lately. How important will he be here today? Well, yes. Are you happy with his performance of Paris Magoma's performances as Mazzala? He is doing very well. And his versatility is important. We'll do the Swiss Army knife thing again. And Lisbon had a role that doesn't suit him. He assisted 2 goals in the last game. I feel like I wouldn't ask that question, but they did, so we did. Right, 3-1 is the score on the door, and we need to keep this going, hopefully with an early goal, as Gomez picks up the goal kick early, plays it out to Gueye. Gueye with a move forward, and what can he do here? He finds Valdemar Liss, who will be hoping to continue his run of form, but that's not going to do it unless Nico Williams picks up the ball, which he has done. And Nico Williams needs to get himself in a good position here. What can he do? Absolutely nothing but give it away. And Kareem has put it forward to Visca, and now they're going to hit us on the attack, or on the counter-attack, which is not going to help us tremendously unless Piaszczek can get back there and try some defending, which he's done. And now we're going to go back on the break. Magoma with a big ball forward to Sterling. What can we do here? Ball over the top. Akiev right, 1-on-1 with the keeper. He can't finish it because Akiev right 1-on-1 with the keeper is honestly the curse of my entire life. Piaszczek with the throw-in finds Sterling again. Sterling back to Piaszczek, and Piaszczek whips it over the top to Akiev right, headed to the back post, and he's put it away. And we're 4-1 up on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. We have erased their away goal advantage as well, which is outstanding, and that means they've got to put 4 past us. And it's been a long time since anyone put 4 past us. We may be cruising through to a game in the 4th qualifying round against Yudishim Craiova, because Romanian teams tend to be better than Azeri teams. So we'll keep an eye on that. They're not currently playing, I don't think. Let's see if I can get the current scores up, because it will be nice to see what's going on there. Can I drag that down so I can see what's going on in Craiova? Apparently I cannot. We'll see how that goes. Sterling apparently is going to mess around with Emre Özcan. Igor Gomez has been booked, which is not something we ever need to see. We'll see what goes on here with a ball over the top to Gulbranson, who we need to defend against, and we have, but not even on purpose. Apparently Gueye put in a robust challenge, but that just looked like he stood in the way. So, not terribly robust. And they've got the ball out left now with Somalia. Let's get the ball. Oh, we've managed defending. Williams has done a thing. Kiev right picks up the ball wide. Matty Longstaff keeps running through. Is anyone going to support him, or is he going to go alone? Looks like he's going alone. No, Sterling's found a way through. The tackle from Marmot was not good enough to end the attack. We're 2-0 up. This is madness. This team is not anywhere near bad enough for us to be demolishing them 5 on aggregate. This is a bit silly now. But I'm not going to actually complain about it, because the board wants the group stage. I want the group stage. Currently, one team, and we're presuming it's Craiova, are standing between us and the group stage. It's not letting me see the current scores, which is slightly annoying. Let's see if I can get them here as Finson picks up the ball. And Williams has picked it up out wide to Finson again. And it's just not allowing me to see what's going on in the other games. Valdemar Liss has picked up the ball. I don't know what's going on anywhere. Bran are 3-0 up, which is interesting to see because they've obviously got one of our players on loan as well, so we'll see what happens there. Williams picks up the ball. Ball back to Liss. Liss can create, but he's been pickpocketed, and now Longstaff reclaims the ball. I need to be able to find this score. I don't know what's going on. Vieira has cleared it whilst I'm checking for this, as Igor Gomez will pick the ball up deep, and there's just no hope of finding out what that score is, so we're not going to find out until after the game. It doesn't matter, we've got to play them either way. Sherpen plays the ball forward to List, back to Finson, Finson to Magoma. Magoma with control of the ball, Longstaff and Finson, things well under control in midfield, as Nico Williams gets another ball forward to Akira Wright. Akira Wright needs to find one of his teammates, he finds Piaszek out. Oh, Piaszek almost got himself on the score sheet in Europe. I try not to like Piaszek, but, you know, occasionally he just impresses me. Kareem, ball all the way back to Shamali, and Liss is trying to chase him down, which is good to see. He's only 5'1", but the man still cares about the game, and Liss with a ball forward to Wright. He could get himself an assist here, but it does put Wright one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He actually manages to finish a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and we're 3-0 up after just 24 minutes, which is absolutely obscene. Absolutely obscene. There are scenes in the away end. Absolute scenes. They've travelled like 900 miles or whatever it is to get to Turkey, and they are going to go home very, very happy at this rate. And Akira Wright may even go home with the match ball, which is perfect for us. I'm still not going to see any scores here because that would be too easy. Would be way too easy. I'll check at half time because I do want to know who we're playing. I want to see how that game's going. But things are going very well. I'm going to drop some praise on them because I haven't had a chance to drop any praise on the team for a while. We'll see if they respond well to being praised. It looks like they've not responded at all to being praised, which is perfect. Shamali has got himself a throw-in. We'd be nice to keep a clean sheet here, but you can't help but feel they're going to get at least one goal because they are good enough to be doing an absolute number on us. The fact they're not is terrifying. Sherpen finds that very easily falling into his hands, and we're going to go into the half-time break 3-0 ahead, which is absolutely outstanding. Let's see. Will it let me see now? It is going to let me see what's going on. Crova, I guess, are the home team. They're currently 4-1 up on aggregate. We're definitely going to Romania in the next round, which is a worry because I'd have liked to have had the easy tie against the Azeri team. I'm not going to lie there, but let's just keep following this through, see what we can make happen. Matty Longstaff was looking uninterested for a second there, which is bizarre because you'd think he'd be loving this, having been with the club for 4 seasons now, about 3 and a bit seasons, slowly working his way towards being eligible to play for the Polish first team, as is Israel Puerto actually. But a lot of these players will be eligible for the Polish team by the time they're done with us, I'd imagine, because there's not much I can do to improve this team without money. So we'll just have to see what happens as we get a throw-in up from Nico Williams. Akira Wright picks it up back to Williams. Williams has all the options in the world and plays it sideways to Finson, to Longstaff, back to Finson, back to Longstaff, back to Finson. Finson decides to break the cycle, plays it to Magoma. Piaszek's on the run through and he's got himself a goal. He might be offside there. I'm not going to lie. I think he's offside. Linesman said nothing. Piaszek will take the goal. It's his first goal of the season, assisted by Paris Magoma. And things are connecting up perfectly. We're 4-0 up. It's 7-1 on aggregate. It's just filthy. Absolutely filthy at this point. I don't even know if I want to make any changes. I probably should. I probably should take Finson off. He was onside, only just. I should take Finson off, I think, and probably Gomez just to prevent them getting sent off. Those are 2 very, very easy substitutions to make. We'll put Bargel on as the defensive midfielder because I think I'm going to put Danilic on at right back to stop Nico Williams tiring himself out. I can probably rearrange that somehow if I really want to. Something like that is probably slightly safer. We'll see what happens. It doesn't really matter at 4-0 up, does it? Look at this guy, Shamali's having himself a 5.9 kind of day. It's never a good time. As Danilic gives the ball away to Kareem though. So we'll see if they can get themselves a goal. They probably will. Irfan to Viska. Viska has all the time in the world to play the ball out to Emre Oshkan. Back to Viska. Someone needs to make a tackle somewhere. Kareem is through. Sherpan will save that all day. 20 minutes to go. And things are looking pretty tidy for us. I think actually, because I've been talking about it for a while, I've been trying it out for a while, let's do the thing where we rearrange the team. I know we're making changes while we're ahead, which is suicide, but we'll deal with it somehow. Magoma apparently is the best guy for the job back there, so we'll make that work. Who's the best guy for the job here? Is it Bargel? Is it Magoma? It's probably Magoma, but that's fine. Who cares? It's 4-0 up. 4-0 up. I don't know why I'm faffing. Danilic, let's get the ball forward to Akere right on with the keeper again. He can't complete his hat-trick this time, but you've got to feel like he probably will at some stage, and we're going to shout some praise again. I literally changed the formation just because I want to see what List can do on the right-hand side. He is good enough to be on the right-hand side. That is his best position. In fact, his best role is an inverted winger, which I'm told works quite well on FM20. I haven't done much experimenting with it, but I'm told it works quite well. So we'll see if he can get himself something out of playing out wide, though. It's probably a bit tired at this point to make that work. It looks like it's going to be a nice, tidy 4-0 win for us. And then we're going to go to Romania in the next episode and see what we can do with one game between us and the group stage of a European competition. And there's confirmation. Akiri right with a brace. Sterling and Piaszczek getting themselves goals. Finson, Gomez and Danilic have picked up yellow cards, which we won't worry too much about because Akiri right picked up man of the match. Let's go to the updates, just get that confirmation of what's going on in Romania. I think they've probably done an absolute... That's a big old penalty shootout. Big old penalty shootout. And Partizan Belgrade have found their way past Panathinaikos. Craiova have secured that 4-0 aggregate win. Just seeing who won in the Waterford KR game. I'm guessing that was Waterford. Waterford have found their way through. It's only interesting if you're a Swindon or a Waterford fan that they've done that, but they've done it. Right, that's a good place to start leaving things, I think, because that's an absolute demolition job. Absolute demolition job we've done there. Rashisha has had a good game out on loan, I guess. Ish, maybe. He played no minutes, so I'm guessing not. We have won that qualifying round. We will do a quick press conference, why not? See us to the next round. We've got a fantastic chance of doing just that. Piaszczek might be leaving the club in the near future. I don't think that's going to happen. We've received £77,000. We're playing Craiova in the next game with the home leg. Well, them as the home team in the first leg. And that's in a week's time, game time. So that'll be the next game we come back for. Piotr Samiec-Talar managed to come off the bench, play 26 minutes in a 9-0 win for Bran over Valletta, and only got an assist, which is a bit disappointing for a striker. But, you know, we'll see what happens, and Akira Wright gets himself all the praise for his performance in front of goal. Right, they've rearranged a whole bunch of stuff, which I'm not massively surprised about, because, you know, that will happen. Let's do the thing where we start wrapping up the episode. Right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Sorry, I'll speak English eventually. And yeah, as always, thanks for joining me. Socials are below. Please hit the socials, like and subscribe down that way yonder-ish. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. It's really good to be back. And until next time, have a